In this video, we're covering 9 ADHD symptoms that you must know, so that by the end of the video, you'll know if you have ADHD and you'll know how to spot it. Coming up. Hey, I'm Dan. I have Asperger Syndrome, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia. I make weekly videos on these topics, so if you're new around here, consider subscribing to learn more. Also in this video, I'll be talking about my personal traits of ADHD and some stuff that I've never really shared before. So welcome back, my Aspie World superheroes. Lovely to have you here, and hopefully you're enjoying this summer weather. I know I am, and I love this summer. We are the most accepting family on YouTube, so if you're new around here and you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and become part of this family. So at the start of the week, I sent you guys out a tweet on my Twitter asking you to ask me questions using the hashtag Aspie the Aspie World, because, you know, just figured no one else would use it. So I'm just going to answer 2 questions from there now. So the first question is from Andrew, and he said, when is the next vlog? So my next vlog will be out hopefully Saturday. So you're watching this now and it's Thursday, so hopefully Saturday should be a vlog out, and it should be the vlog from VidCon, hopefully, but there'll definitely be a vlog out on Saturday, but I don't know if it'll be VidCon or the Autism Show. TCC asked, what is your favourite video game? I'd say my favourite video game has to be Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Nintendo or the NES entertainment system, because I'm like super old and stuff. But my favourite game probably most recently is like Pokemon for the Game Boy, and that's not even that recent, that's like 20 years ago. But still, Pokemon Red for the Game Boy is like the best game in the entire universe. I'd like, literally, that's the best game ever, like, that's it. So make sure to add me on Twitter and Instagram and use the hashtag Aspie the Aspie World if you want to ask me any questions. I'll leave all the details below. So ADHD symptoms, like, I wanted to do this video for such a long time, and now I'm doing it, so it's pretty awesome. If you have like ADHD or autism or anything, please let me know in the comments below, because I'd like to know. I'd like to have that conversation and open it up with you guys. Okay, so we're gonna go through 9 ADHD symptoms that you guys should know, and this is going to be quite fun. It's going to be good to break them all down and go through these, and yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so number 1 is having a short attention span and being easily distracted. I mean, this is just typical for anybody who has like ADHD or knows about ADHD. They'll know that, like, it's easy to get distracted. I find it super difficult to keep flow of conversations, especially when there's a lot of people going on, and also when there's loads of people going on in their conversations, talking at you, and then they're saying something else, and you've got to try and keep track of this conversation and then that person's conversation, and then you try and think of your own conversation. Like, this is so difficult. And another thing is, like, somebody say to you, like, oh, you'll have to do this task and then do the other one, and then I'll get too carried away. I'll try and do 2 tasks at once. So if I'm like editing a video, I'll try and edit the thumbnail at the same time, and I'm like thinking, I haven't finished editing the video yet. Why am I even starting on the thumbnail? Give this video a thumbs up if you can relate to this guy. I mean, like, seriously, this is just super, like, typical of ADHD. Okay, so number 2 is appearing forgetful or losing things. I mean, forgetful is another word for me. Forgetful is just me all over, because, like, I have an issue kind of like remembering to do things. So if somebody says to me, my girlfriend says, oh, Dan, you need to remember today to phone the doctors and make this appointment, or send that letter to your therapist or whatever, I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll remember. And then, like, like, days will go by, and then she'll be like, did you send that letter? I'll be like, uh-oh, what letter? Losing things as well. Put something down somewhere, I'll be like, right, I'm gonna get this again, and then I'll forget all about it. Now, this is quite interesting because this conflicts with Asperger Syndrome. Because I have both conditions, I have a really good long-term memory, but a terrible short-term memory. So when they say, remember to do this, I'll forget it all the time. But if I've done something, I'll always remember what I've done, which is quite difficult, and it's a hard one to explain. I did explain this in a video, and I'll try and link that in a card above so you guys can check that out. But I did kind of explain the short-term memory issue with autism, but it may be a cool one for you to look into as well, since you're researching ADHD anyway. Okay, so number 3 is not being able to stick to tasks that seem a bit tedious and time-consuming. So if you're spending a lot of time having to set out a lot of time to do a task, then this is going to be really challenging, and you may not be able to actually keep on track with that just one task. Like, if someone said, okay, well, we're gonna have to paint every single tile on this floor, okay, go, it's gonna take you hours. I mean, I would just instantly, like, do one tile, and then I'd be like, okay, doing something else. I'd be like on my phone trying to write out like a new video idea, or like trying to think of like a new picture I want to do for my Instagram or something. So it's always really interesting to think about trying to stay on topic, or trying to stay on that task for more than a few moments, because yeah, it's just kind of like your attention is going everywhere. Which brings me to number 4, which is constantly changing task or activity. Now, I can get super bored super easy and then have to switch task. Like, so if we're doing something, so somebody says, oh, I want to listen to this song, I'm like, okay, I'll listen to a few minutes of it, and then skip the song to the next song, and then listen to like a few lines of that, I'll skip through the song, and everyone's like, you're like the worst DJ ever. You know, you're sitting in the car with your friends and you're sitting there and you're down there, you want a DJ? I've got my house on the road. I'm like, yeah man, I'm gonna smash out some sweet tunes on my iPod, I've got my iPhone on me, we're gonna go through this total get psyched mix. Okay, cool, so yeah, just put it on song number 1 and play through. Okay, cool, so this is song number 1. Oh man, you gotta hear song number 2. Oh no, the chorus in this is rubbish, so let me fast forward it to the, oh man, the middle 8 and number 3 is awesome. Okay, let's go to number 4. Oh man, the last song on this album is awesome, I'm gonna skip to it. Dude, like, why can't you stick to just one thing? Like, just play the thing all the way through. So yeah, changing these things and not being able to stick to a task or activity for longer than a few moments is definitely a symptom. So number 5 is an interesting one. It's having a difficulty organizing tasks. Now this is kind of comorbid with Asperger Syndrome. I have an issue with organization and I need extra help when I'm organizing stuff. But with ADHD, you have a difficulty in organizing as well. And it's a difficulty in organizing yourself to be able to do tasks. So, you know that thing I was saying about switching between different tasks? Well, if you're trying to switch between different tasks and your job is to organize which task you're going to do first, I mean, forget it. I have like numerous amounts of different scheduling planners and stuff, and my partner, she still has to come down and schedule my workloads with me because I just can't do these. They're super difficult. Okay, just a little heads up, if you're interested in learning about autism or Asperger Syndrome, I've put a video in the card above here so you guys can check out some cool videos on if you have autism or ways to check if somebody has autism, because I guess if you're researching ADHD, then maybe you'll be interested in autism. Okay, so number 6 is constantly fidgeting. Now this is quite an interesting one. I mean, fidget spinners are amazing, and I remember I was doing a conference, an autism conference in North Wales, and there was a guy on before me and he had ADHD and he was talking about fidgeting, and he had a fidget spinner in his hand the whole time and he played with this all the time. Now I have a fidget spinner as well, but one of the things I like to do is like tap my fingers, and in autism this is classed as like stimming. You'll stim by like moving your hands and stuff like that, but it's kind of like a fidget for me. So I'm always like drumming, or I'm always like circling my fingers around something, or I'm always like tapping my hands together, my fingers together. And this again is classed as stimming, but it's also this like urge to like not be able to sit still, which is very, very common in ADHD, and it's one of those things that you can just pick out and say like, okay, that person may have ADHD. I mean, these are common traits that you kind of usually see. Okay, so number 7 is excessively talking. Now again, because it's comorbid with Asperger Syndrome, I talk a lot. I mean, as you guys know, we're having this video right now, but I just love talking at people and I'll talk about stuff. And with Asperger Syndrome, people have a specific high topic of interest that they'll know an intense amount of information about. So if you mix that with ADHD and excessive talking, you get this kind of like trained speech of spiel about something that this person is really passionate about. Now I could go on talking about SEOs and YouTube algorithms for hours and hours and hours. I also like talking about aliens, and I like also talking about music and different ways to do things, and like how to build stuff, and like how to like, I don't know, just make cool stuff for the internet, and I love all that stuff. I can talk about it for hours and hours, and yeah, this must really trigger a lot of people, but it's a common symptom of ADHD, so just bear this in mind if you're kind of trying to assess somebody, or you may believe you may have ADHD yourself. Okay, so number 8 is interrupting a conversation. A lot of people will find like conversations, you know, it's hard to stay on track of the conversations, and because of this, if you have ADHD and you're finding it hard to keep on track with all those conversations, then you forget that the conversations are actually taking place and that they're important to those people, so you just kind of start your conversation, but it's interrupting their conversation, which is super, like, it's difficult to get your head around. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but this is like one of those things where you realize it once somebody points it out, and it's very, very common, and it's definitely one of those ways that you can kind of figure out, oh, this person isn't being rude or obnoxious, they have this condition, this neurological condition, and it's not really their fault. That's just how they are, and that's cool, because you have to kind of accept people as they are and who they are. This is what we do on here. We're an accepting family on here, so remember to hit that subscribe button and become part of the family. Okay, so number 9 is little to no sense of danger, and I find this one quite interesting. And it's because when people with ADHD get like super wrapped up and hyped in something, they're hyped in the moment of doing that thing, and they're just buzzing off life right in that moment, but their sense of danger kind of goes out the window. They may fall over and hurt themselves. They may not realize that the thing they're doing could become potentially dangerous. It could be that something that they've decided to go and do could be dangerous, and as people who are from the outside looking in, they'll be like, oh my god, that's dangerous, but the person who has ADHD at that moment in time is kind of not really thinking about those things. They're just like wrapped up in this kind of event that they're doing, and they're ready to move on to the next event. So danger isn't their number one priority, and it's not because that they're they can't sense danger. It's just that they're not really thinking about danger actively, if that makes sense. Okay, so I know I said I was going to do like 9, but everybody knows me. This one is a bonus one just for you guys, and this is number 10. So number 10 is a funny one. I had this conversation in the car with my girlfriend just today, and it's being unable to wait your turn. So people with ADHD have this issue with waiting their turn, not because they're trying to like queue jump or push in front of the line. It's nothing like that. It's just that they have this uncalming kind of like, you can't just sit still and do that one thing and wait, because I don't know, you're already ahead of the game. You can see what you need to do, and it's so much easier if you just go there and do it. And people don't like that, obviously, and it's a huge issue. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, I think we were like lining up to get like tea or coffee or something. We were lining up to get something from like somewhere out, and I was like, I couldn't wait to just get this thing sorted. And my girlfriend was like, just wait your turn. What is wrong with you? Like she like said this, and she said it a couple of times, and I was like, man, like I just really want to get this task done. And it's really interesting because she was like, what on earth is going on? But okay, it's easy to forget that a person has a condition and that it comes with all these different types of things, and you have to kind of be actively thinking about them all the time. And it's really difficult to think about all these things all the time, and you can't expect anybody to do that. So I thought it was really, really funny, and that was number 10. So I really enjoyed looking at those, and it made me feel a certain way. And yeah, I think it was pretty cool. So just remember to subscribe if you want to learn more, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.